Washington and Spokane voters are famously independent, voting for the person and not the party. Voters want to know the person behind the policy. Join host Sulani Madsen as she interviews 2016 general election candidates for local, state, and federal office on the experiences that have shaped their lives. The Meet the Candidate series is sponsored as a community service by the Ponderosa Republican Women's Club, the Law Office of D.C. Cronin, and We Believe, We Vote. Now, here's your host, Sulani.
Well, welcome to Meet the Candidate. And my guest for this session is Josh Kerns, who is running for Spokane County Commissioner. Welcome, Josh.
Thank you for having me.
Well, first question to every candidate is to describe the responsibilities and duties of the office you're running for.
County Commissioner in Spokane, it's a unique office in the way that it's both executive and legislative at the same time. So, but the main things that the voters and the citizens of this county really see the impact of is the budgeting and appropriations of county funds is one function of the county commissioners, as well as building and maintenance of public buildings, as well as building and maintenance of roads. And then implementing different ordinances, primarily more often than not in the criminal justice area.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. So let's start with a formal education. Where did you go to school? And I mean like starting to go to school, because that's always those are formative years, right?
Well, I'm actually born and raised in North Spokane County. So I went through the Meade School District, graduated from Mount Spokane High School. Then I earned my associate's degree from Spokane Community College. Actually did half of that in the Running Start program while I was in high school. Transferred to Whitworth University, where I got my bachelor's in business management. And then after a year later, after graduating with my bachelor's, went back and got my master's in business administration, also from Whitworth University.
Okay. All North Spokane.
Yes.
So some informal education. What was your first job?
My first job was right out of high school. I was a dishwasher at the Golden Corral restaurant. So I've got experience in those minimum wage jobs there, but most recently, kind of my experience that really kind of shapes my view of what I like to see in government and the role of government comes from being a business owner. My wife and I own a marketing company, primarily focusing in print media, graphic design, and websites. But in addition to that, for the last 6 years, I've worked for the Washington State House of Representatives. I'm currently the senior legislative assistant for our state representative Jeff Holy in the 6th Legislative District.
Okay.
So it's given me an opportunity to see a lot of the problems that constituents face, that the folks in our community are dealing with, and having worked in Olympia, many times I've seen the actual root cause of many of these problems that they're facing, which I think kind of gives me that ability in this position of seeing what a major role that local government can play to be able to really hit the ground running and attack those problems that the citizens are dealing with.
But what did you learn as the dishwasher that you can apply as an employer?
You know what? That not every job is one you want to stay in forever. But you know what? That for me, that job really motivated me. Being right out of high school, I mean, it really motivated me. I better work my butt off in college, because I don't want to be this wet, this sweaty, and this soggy every night when I go home. But it taught me a good work ethic. I mean, I'm glad I had that experience. But it also just shows that every job does have value.
Well, it does. Somebody's got to wash the dishes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's you've been working for the House of Representatives. I think you ran for the House.
No,
I didn't.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry. My mistake. I was thinking that you had. But so this is your first step out as a candidate?
This is my first official run where my name will be on the ballot, outside of precinct committee officer.
Okay.
This is my first official run where file with the PDCs, file with the Secretary of State, and jump into it.
Okay, well, what made you decide to jump into it? What was the motivation?
My motivation really came from my experience working in Olympia and seeing a lot of the good that government can do, but also seeing a lot of the bad that government can do. But it really gave me an insight on the major role that local government plays in our everyday lives. It's not always the flashy stuff. It's not always the stuff that you see on the front page of the newspaper, but it's the stuff you depend on every day in your hometown or in your county. From criminal justice to the roads to your property taxes. I mean, it's the stuff that the other executive offices that we depend on down at the county. Because, as I said, that's where the budgeting comes from. The commissioners determine how much county funds are going to each of those offices, like the treasurer, the auditor, the assessor, the prosecutor, and the sheriff.
Okay.
So just when this seat opened up, I just thought my skill set, my beliefs of limited government and really being accountable and accessible to the people. I just thought that's something that I bring to the table, and I'm going to offer those services to the voters of Spokane County.
Okay. Well, I know we chatted a bit before we started about how I could tell you've been doorbelling because you're a little red. You need to keep the sunblock going.
Oh yeah.
What have you heard from people as you're doorbelling?
Number one issue that I continue to hear is economy. I mean, people really are concerned about jobs and the economy. And I think Spokane County has we have a tremendous opportunity in that area, because when you look at from where we sit today, we're just a few miles from Gonzaga, Whitworth, Eastern, our River Point campus, our community college system, and we're maybe 70 miles from Pullman, where we got WSU. So in our community, we continue to graduate tens of thousands of people with associates, bachelor's, and master's degrees, but we keep seeing them leave our community. If we can capture just a portion of those folks, they will help us increase the two biggest revenue drivers for a county, which is our sales tax and our property tax. Because if those people are employed here, and the way we do that is by creating an environment that is conducive to our existing businesses expanding, but also attracts new companies to come and locate here and put people to work. But those two biggest revenue drivers, as I said, are sales tax and property tax. And if we can, if that workforce remains here in our community, they'll be purchasing homes, they'll be shopping at retail establishments, eating at restaurants. That is how we can, in a free market approach, increase those two revenue drivers by increasing the tax base rather than the tax rate.
Okay. Well, this position is representing the whole county.
That's
so,
correct.
So what are some interesting places you have traveled within the county as part of this campaign?
Well, as part of the campaign itself, has primarily been focused within District 1, because
you start
for
there
the primary,
for the primary,
you
right,
just run
right.
within the district. And for this District 1, it's when you're on the west side of the county, the boundary is Wellesley Avenue, and then as you work your way east, it turns into the river, and it's everything from there north to the county line. As you said, it's a position that does represent the entire county, and I think one of the areas where we see a very, very tremendous opportunity as far as economic development is the West Plains, because the West Plains has three of the biggest things that any large employer is looking for, and that is that they have I-90, so they have a freeway, they have rail access, and they have an international airport at Geiger. So I think those are tremendous assets that we need to play up and we need to be using to promote Spokane County for for companies to come and locate here. I'd love to see some expansion in the STEM fields, as well as manufacturing and light industrial. And I think West Plains is absolutely prime for that kind of development right now.
Okay. Well, I've got a minute and a half left for you to answer the question, why vote for Josh Kerns for Spokane County Commissioner?
It all comes down to my background and my vision for Spokane County. I mean, I'm from Spokane County. This is my home. I live here because I choose to. This is a community where my wife and I are both from. This is where we have chosen to raise our family. And it's my vision of where our county goes. Right now, we are prime to see some rapid growth when it comes to economic development. We on the north side, we have the north-south freeway on its way. And hopefully, I know it's 10 years down the road, but we see a tremendous opportunity for that to see growth not only on the West Plains but up north. And also, my commitment to making sure that taxes are always the last resort when it comes to balancing our county's budget. The last time that the budget was adopted, a property tax was used to make that budget balance. I am committed to working and finding economic solutions to put people to work, make people employed to help us grow our budget as I said, under an existing tax structure without increasing taxes. And that's how we can really see our community become vibrant again, and we'll be able to grow our way out of just about any budgetary crisis we're faced with.
Okay. That was a good wrap up, and thank you very much for joining me, Josh.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Meet the Candidate is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksOnline.com, which is solely responsible for its content. The Meet the Candidate series is sponsored as a community service by the Ponderosa Republican Women's Club, the Law Office of D.C. Cronin, and We Believe, We Vote. All Meet the Candidate conversations are posted on our YouTube channel, posted as a podcast on our website, and will be featured in our 24/7 live stream. Find us at SpokaneTalksOnline.com.